Welcome, kiddies. Monster Fred here. This is a topic I've wanted to sink my talons into for some time now. For as long as I can remember, I've rooted for the bad guy. And being a monster, naturally, I'm drawn to the villain. I've compiled this list of bad influences from movies, television, anime, and comics. Characters from horror films won't be included. I'm going to save those for another time. And FYI, this isn't a list based on popularity. It's about who inspired me as a monster. And now, let's bring on the bad guys, the top 30 villains that are my heroes. Let's get started. Number 30. Hans Gruber. Don't mistake this German terrorist as a common thief. And you'd best give him what he wants before he counts to 3. I give all credit to the late Alan Rickman for breathing life into this amazing character. Hans was the kind of villain I simply loved to watch on screen. It was sad to see it end. Number 29. Megatron. My admiration for Megatron goes all the way back to my youth. I'd watch each episode just to see what new plan he had to crush those peace-loving Autobots. He possesses all the necessary qualities that a good bad guy needs. And on top of that, he can transform into a weapon. While the Galvatron redesign was cool, nothing compares to the original. Number 28. The Kingpin. Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, back in my day, was originally Spider-Man's antagonist. But he truly caught my evil eye when he became Daredevil's. Between Frank Miller's run in the comic and the Netflix show, he became a much more refined bad guy. Number 27. The Scarecrow. If you frighten easily, this entry is guaranteed to give you goosebumps. Dr. Jonathan Crane, alias the Scarecrow, is a fear-obsessed villain that knows how to get in your head and prey on your innermost fears with his special fear-inducing toxin. As you know, fear and villainy go well together. Number 26. Doflamingo. In the world of One Piece, Doflamingo is one of the 7 warlords of the sea, a group of very powerful individuals. His primary ability is manipulating others like marionettes, along with some other talents too numerous to list here. As a final villainous bonus, he shot and killed both his father and brother. Number 25. Vegeta. This Prince of all Saiyans was once a masterpiece of destruction and villainy. That was until he became a good guy. Despite this flaw, he's at least held on to his policy of no mercy and is still worthy of a pink Batman t-shirt. Number 24. Mr. Glass. Mr. Glass comes right out of a comic book. Well, almost. He's the mastermind who engineered the deaths of hundreds of people just to find his opposite. Now I call that dedication. Whatever you do, don't mistake his disability for weakness. Number 23. James Moriarty. The Napoleon of crime. You just can't go wrong with a classic. He's been a thorn in the side of Sherlock Holmes for decades. This one's extra special to me though, because my personality profile actually matches his. Number 22. Two-Face. Two-Face is a unique kind of bad guy. He makes all his criminal decisions with a flip of a coin. Clean side up, you live. Scarred side up, you die. What could be simpler? Number 21. Johann Liebert. Johann is unquestionably a monster and sets the bar for sociopaths as he holds zero value for human life. So young and yet so twisted, he makes it look easy. Should you cross his path, don't be taken in by the seemingly harmless smile of this master manipulator. Number 20. Light Yagami. A genius with a notebook to end a life with a stroke of a pen and visions of godhood are a fine recipe for a standout villain like this. It's interesting to note that he didn't start out as a villain. He just sort of evolved into one. And aren't we all glad he found his true calling? Number 19. Kilgrave. Kilgrave, also known as the Purple Man, has the power to bend the wills of others, and he makes good use of his gift by forcing them to commit unspeakable acts. I'd steer clear of this one, kiddies. Otherwise, you'll end up being just another one of his puppets. Number 18. Frieza. This cold-hearted offender is responsible for numerous atrocities. Among them include genocide and the destruction of entire worlds. He's an adversary that won't stay dead. And thanks to his recent resurrection, I can't wait to see what he has in store for the future. Number 17. The Red Skull. Captain America's longtime nemesis had to make the list. He's committed countless acts of terror over his existence and made good use of his red dust of death. The guy is a Nazi after all, and a protege of Adolf Hitler himself. Number 16. Vandal Savage. Vandal Savage is a former caveman who, when exposed to radiation from a meteorite, gave him incredible intellect and immortality. He's carried out acts of villainy for centuries. And with all that time under his belt, he's a master of his craft. Number 15. Bullseye. I'd have been way off target not to include Bullseye on this list. How could I leave off a guy who, in his hands, anything is a deadly weapon? He's one of Daredevil's most dangerous foes, and even went as far as killing Daredevil's first love with her own weapon and a playing card. Number 14. Sinestro. What greater ability is there for a villain when they're powered by fear itself? Sinestro's been a favorite of mine since back from the old Super Friends cartoons. And I'm happy to say he's aged well over the years, and the passage of time has only made him nastier. Number 13. Lex Luthor. Lex has a brilliant and inventive mind, and it's all dedicated to destroying his longtime foe, Superman. I'd say the only weakness Lex has is his obsession with the Man of Steel. However, the quality I admire most perhaps is that he'll employ any sinister means with a side of kryptonite to get what he wants. Number 12. Lord of Darkness. Mother Night, fold your dark arms above me. Protect me in your black embrace. Forgive me, I've always wanted to say that. Those are the words uttered by Lord Darkness himself. It shows his dedication to the craft of evil. And the guy's name is Darkness. This would suggest that he was born for villainy. Number 11. Darth Vader. This Sith Lord became my hero when I first saw him on the big screen. I was just a little monster in those days. He makes splendid use of the dark side of the Force and wields a red lightsaber to cut down anyone foolish enough to stand in his way. Number 10. The Green Goblin. There have been many goblins in Spider-Man's universe, but Norman Osborn is the one true Green Goblin. For years, he was a terror in the life of the webbed hero. But when he learned Spider-Man's real identity and threw his girlfriend Gwen Stacy from a bridge, it was more than reason enough for him to land on this list. Number 9. Annihilus. The living death that walks. That speaks volumes about what kind of villain Annihilus is. Here we have yet another bad guy I literally grew up with. Annihilus is everything his name would suggest. Annihilation, destruction, and conquest. And his cosmic control rod gives him the power to make it all happen. Number 8. Ultron. Ultron has been one of Marvel's most implacable villains for years. The Ultron I have known and loved is a cold, uncompromising machine. So it's unfortunate that the version we got in the Avengers movie isn't what I call the best representation of the character. He was more like Diet Ultron or Ultron Light. You'll have to go back to the comics or watch Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes if you want the real deal. Number 7. Brainiac. So this is what you get when you combine the words brain and maniac. Though this 12th level intellect has been retconned several times since its creation, one thing remains the same. He is not a villain to be trifled with. He is and will always be the collector of worlds. Number 6. Apocalypse. Survival of the fittest has been the credo of Apocalypse for centuries. The X-Men have grappled with him on many occasions and still don't have an answer for him, as there appears to be no upper limit to what he is capable of. Number 5. Thanos. How could I not include a guy who in reality is in love with the personification of death? And when he wears his special gauntlets, can erase all of reality with a snap of his fingers. A special hats off to Marvel for making my dream come true by having him win at the end of Infinity War. Number 4. Darkseid. As a monster, I've been a fan of Darkseid's work for some time now. Ruling the planet Apokolips with an iron fist, he's collided with both Superman and the Justice League on his quest for the anti-life equation, a means to subjugate the souls of every being in the universe. And on a special note to anyone watching, I want Omega Beams for my birthday. Number 3. Magneto. The Master of Magnetism is another longtime foe of the X-Men, and quite possibly the first. The horrors of war helped shape and mold him into the menacing figure he is today. And his ultimate goal is mutant domination over humankind. Number 2. Dr. Doom. Donned in a hood and cape, metal armor, with a genius intellect and an unquenchable thirst for world domination. Dr. Doom is one of the main reasons I got into the game. His history as one of Marvel's premier bad guys should be required reading at schools of villainy everywhere. And number 1, the Joker. My top pick needs no introduction. He's been the terror of Gotham City since 1940. And the old guy shows no signs of slowing down. This homicidal maniac has taken countless lives, and the body count will continue to rise, and it's all thanks to Batman and his moral code. Well, that's all for now, kiddies. Which villains do you look up to? Let me know in the comments below. So until next time, I'll be seeing you in the abyss.